All right, so the Zelenskyy-Biden meeting on Ukraine just finished. Nobody knows what's being said, done. Nobody knows what the mission is. Nobody knows if there's any diplomacy. Nobody knows a darn thing about it, except it's going to cost us more and more money. Joining me now is Alabama Senator Mr. Tommy Tuberville. Senator, I want to talk to you about a bunch of things, but permit me, I want to just jump in. I'm saying Tuberville 10, Schumer 0. You forced him into voting specifically on some of these top military officers, Joint Chiefs, Marines, Army. Take a victory lap, Senator Tuberville. Schumer did what he said he wouldn't do. I'd say that's a Tuberville win. I give it to Auburn, an Auburn victory, sir.
Well, we called his bluff, Larry. We signed a petition. The minority can do one thing to get a vote on the floor, and that's to get 16 signatures from your fellow senators. We got that. We took it to Schumer. He said, well, I'm not going to let you do that. I'm going to do it myself. I don't want to look bad. So we made him blink. He brought 3 to the floor. We got him confirmed. It shows you that he still knows how to do this. You know, Schumer's been here a long time, so we got something accomplished. But I still will hold my holds until they change this policy back and take it away and put it back in the Pentagon the right way.
Well, the policy, as I understand it, it's unlimited funding for abortions. And there was no congressional legislation passed to that effect. Tell me that I'm wrong, but that's the way I understand it.
That's exactly right. This was a legislative win for all of Congress, because basically we're telling Joe Biden and the Secretary of Defense, you can't make policy. You can't play a communist. You can't be a dictator. Send it to Congress and let us pass it the way you're supposed to do it, the way they did in 1984 when Joe Biden was in the Senate and passed this same policy. Let's do it the same way this time and do it for the American people. Give them a voice.
Yes, sir. Well done. Let's go through a couple things quickly. Zelenskyy met with Biden. Nobody knows what they agreed to. There's more money coming. I don't know, $24 billion may or may not be in whatever appropriations bill is passed by Congress. Other thing is the Polish president just said he's not going to give any more weapons to the Ukraine. A lot of corruption in the Ukraine. President Zelenskyy has had to fire a lot of his top people. What do you make of all this, Senator Tuberville? Where are we going? Who's running the diplomacy here to make some kind of peace deal? That's what I want to know.
Exactly, and who's got a plan? We don't have a plan for whether we win, we lose. How are we going to carry this on? It's just been a grab bag of doing things the last year and a half, Larry. You know, President Zelenskyy, the real president of the United States, was talking to Joe Biden a few minutes ago. Zelensky's running the show. He has been for a year and a half. I hope Biden understands that people are looking and going, who's running the show here in our country? At least Zelensky's fighting. But, you know, I hadn't voted for a dime to go to Ukraine because they can't win this, okay? They're getting their people killed. They need, as you said, diplomacy needs to be somewhere. Go stop this mess. You know, we have got a war ourselves down at the southern border, and Joe Biden doesn't even realize that. We are getting overrun, just like Europe did 10 years ago. Now they're suffering the consequences. Larry, we are in terrible shape, and if we don't wake up, this administration doesn't wake up, we are going to be in tough shape in the next few years.
Other one, Senator, is we're moving towards $100 a barrel of oil, which is so unnecessary. Joe Biden has now stopped drilling in Alaska, stopped drilling in New Mexico, stopped drilling in most of the Gulf of Mexico. Inflation's going up, not down. The Fed is not really being honest because, as we just had with Kevin O'Leary, the Fed's target rate is going to have to go up a whole lot more to stop the energy inflation. So here's another example of a policy, you know, progressive policy, whatever, that has completely backfired, and people are furious because the real value of their wages are going down, not up.
Well, you can't, and you and I have talked about this, Larry, you can't run a country like ours or any country without fossil fuels. It is impossible. But these clowns are trying to force it on the American people. We're buying foreign oil when we got more oil here. Now they're going to the Gulf of Mexico and said, okay, we're going to stop more leases down there because there's a rice whale that we got to protect. There's been one damn rice well seen in the last 100 years in the Gulf of Mexico. These people have lost their mind, Larry. They look for everything. They're hiring more EPA agents, 25,000 this year, by the way. They are regulating everything they possibly can. They're turning off everything they can. It is a clown show up here when it comes to fossil fuel.
I call it sheer insanity. Sheer insanity. And you know what else, Senator? Every person, honestly, I just spoke to a group last night. Everyone knows there's no common sense going on in this administration. Just ordinary common sense. You know what I mean? Everybody knows you can't run this economy without oil and gas. Stop figuring that you can. $100 a barrel, who knows how high it's going to go? Who knows how high inflation's going to go? Who knows how low real wages are going to sink? Sheer insanity. That's my 2 cents. Anyway, Senator Tuberville, as always, we love having you. We'll check in soon, sir.